kind of came out of nowhere. They got Cliff Lee, and
their plan B was Lee, so I guess they went with plan
yeah.
B. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess the other thing I wanted to ask you, and I didn't even notice this, but this is what's interesting. The two best teams in baseball are in LA. The Dodgers and the Angels.
Yeah, that's true.
So let me ask you, and I just thought that was really interesting. You know, it's always interesting when it's the same city. New York, Chicago, LA, I guess are the only ones that could do that. But so let me ask you, do we have an all LA World Series possibly? Do we have any half of the World Series being LA? I mean, the Angels are red hot. Have you seen?
They are.
Have you heard that in the last 3 games they've scored like 28 runs and like 80 hits, and it's just been insane.
Yeah, they've been on a great run. They just lost to the White Sox yesterday, but
it's a loss. I mean,
but yeah, they've been really hot lately. But I mean, they'll cool off before the playoffs.
You think they're peaking too early?
I think so, but I don't know. I think the favorites still for the AL are the Yankees, personally.
You're probably
not that I want them to go
being
to the
objective.
Series, but yeah,
you're probably right.
But
and then you say the Phillies in the NL.
I think the Phillies could beat up on the Dodgers in the playoffs and move on. I don't know if I see the Dodgers making it to the World Series.
So you're going to say they have the best record right now, so LA, enjoy it now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I said way back, actually, in one of the first weeks that we started the show, that the Dodgers were a team to watch, and I do think the Phillies are the best team in the NL, but the Dodgers just could be that team. They've got some good pitching, and it's a lot of like it's like the Patriots of football. It's like this collective effort. It's not a lot of huge names, and I don't know, but I
that defensive liability in left.
Yeah, like the play from the other night. Did you see that where he dove? He dove, kind of a Sosa thing, but yeah, he I don't know. I couldn't tell if he actually, because he caught it and then fell.
You can't. A normal play by anyone else is an amazing play by Manny Ramirez.
Which is not good. But anyway, we have to move on. The one thing that we've done on this show the last 8 episodes is an NFL preview. What we've done over the past several weeks is analyze the offseason moves by each team, and then we've talked about our least valuable players in each division, most valuable players. So what we're going to do, since we've gone through all the divisions, is today we're going to kind of wrap it up and finish our NFL preview, and we're going to talk about the 6 teams that we have in each division, each conference making the Super Bowl. We're basically just going to, like we've previewed the season, we're going to preview the playoffs. So I guess we'll start with the AFC. Why not?
Okay.
And I guess you can go ahead and start. And what we'll do is, what do you have before we do matchups? What do you have for your 6 seeds? You can start top to bottom or whatever you want to do. So this is after we've done the regular season. Now we're talking about the postseason, obviously.
All right. As my number 1 seed, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Really? What did you have a record? Did you do records or no?
I don't have any records. I would say 12-4 for
Okay.
all the teams.
Okay.
And then second, I have the Chargers. I think they have an advantage being in that not-so-great division. And then third, I have the Patriots. Fourth, I have the Colts.
So you have the Steelers, Chargers, Pats, and Colts as division champs.
Right.
Okay.
And then as my wild cards, I have the Texans.
Really? Okay.
And the Ravens.
Okay. So what does that set you up for now for your matchups then? Because obviously the Steelers and the Chargers will get buys.
Right. The Steelers and Chargers get buys, so it'll be Patriots and Ravens, and then Colts and Texans.
Okay.
And I have the Patriots moving on, beating the Ravens, and then I have the Colts beating the Texans, although they're both in the same division, so that could – a division game could go either way because the teams are so familiar with each other.
So in the conference AFC, you have Pats and – no. Yeah.
The wild card – wait.
No, the next – so you –
Oh, right. Then I have, I have Chargers and Patriots.
Yeah, that's where I was going with. This is in the conference now.
Steelers and Colts.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'm going to say the Chargers move on.
against
to play the Steelers.
Really? Okay, stop there. So you have the AFC Championship game being the Steelers and the Chargers. You have the Chargers beating the Patriots, huh?
Yeah. I mean, Tom Brady's back from that injury, and no one really knows how he's going to play. No one knows if he can stay a whole season again or play to the same level that he's played in the past. So I'm going to say that
you just don't trust him?
Yeah, and the Patriots have gotten older, so
okay.
I don't trust him to go all the way like they did a few years ago.
Okay, before you say your AFC champion and everything, I'll go ahead and do my AFC. Basically, I did mine off of the records that I've actually predicted over the last eight episodes for this show.
Okay.
I have the number 1 seed as the Pats at 12-4. I think that they're a great team, and I think that they're going to be well. Obviously, there's a little bias in there, but I mean, we agree that they're going to be a good team. The 2 seed, I have the Steelers, so 1 lower than you. Then I have the Colts at 3 and the Chargers at 4. So we actually agree on the division champs. Pats, Steelers, Colts, Chargers at 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have the Ravens at 5, so we agree on one of the wild cards. And the only other difference, I guess the only difference between the 6 is I have the Dolphins at 6.
Oh, the Dolphins.
So what that sets up for me is that sets up the Pats and Steelers as buys. So I agree with you on the Steelers with the bye. I have the 3-seed Colts and the 6-seed Dolphins, and the Chargers 4 seed and the Ravens 5 seed. I have the Colts. Come on, Colts versus Dolphins. Come on.
But the Dolphins even making the playoffs.
Well, I know, but I also think I was a little too nice.
I think they got a little lucky last year.
I think I was a little nice. So I have the Colts moving on, the Colts are moving on kind of to avoid some of the things that I set myself up for. And then I have the Chargers beating the Ravens. I think that's going to be a good game, but I do have the Chargers beating the Ravens. I just feel like the Chargers really underachieved last year. So then that sets me up for the conference round with the Pats and the Chargers, same as you, and the Steelers and the Colts. That's not what you had, or is it?
It is the same.
So we had the same conference matchups. We just got there a different way. Yeah. However, I have the Pats beating the Chargers. I think that they always have the Chargers number, and they're going to beat them. And I have the Steelers beating the Colts. So you have the Steelers and the
Chargers
in the AFC Championship. I have the Pats and the Steelers. Real quick, who do you have going to the Super Bowl from the AFC?
I have the Chargers pulling the upset on the Steelers and going.
Okay, and I have the Pats. I have the Pats going to representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. So let's go to the NFC side now. What are your seeds for the NFC?
All right, I think the NFC was a little harder to pick, but I had the Giants at number 1 and the Falcons at number 2. And then, of course, I have to pick my Packers for number 3.
Okay.
And the Seahawks for number 4.
So you have the Giants, Falcons, Packers, and Seahawks as the champions.
Yep. And then as my wild cards, I have the Cowboys. And then I'm picking the Vikings because when Favre comes to the team halfway through the season, I think he'll lift them into the playoffs.
Okay. Okay, so then your matchups would be...
So I have the Giants and Falcons with byes. And then I have the Packers versus Vikings and Seahawks versus Cowboys. And moving on from that, of course, I have to pick the Packers over the Vikings. And then
there's no bias there at all, is there, Kyle?
Well, they're just a much better team.
Okay.
And then I have the Cowboys beating the Seahawks.
Okay.
So in whatever round this is, whatever it's
this
called.
will be the NFC Championship round.
Okay. I have the Falcons playing the Packers, and then the Giants playing the Cowboys.
Oh, that's the conference round is what I meant to say, not the championship round.
Oh, right. And then I have the Packers moving on with the Falcons.
Okay.
And the Giants moving on with the Cowboys.
Okay, so who do you have representing the NFC?
I don't know. I'd kind of feel bad if I picked the Packers going all the way, so I picked the Giants.
Okay, so you have the Giants going back to the Super Bowl. Okay, so you have Chargers, Giants. In the NFC, I have the Eagles as 1. I have the Eagles as the 1 seed. I think that they're a really good team. They underachieved. The Saints at 2. The Seahawks at 3. And the Vikings at 4. So basically we only agree on one team. It's very different. I have the Panthers as a wild card at 5 and the Cowboys at 6. So basically I have the Seahawks and the Cowboys in the first round, which you do too.
Actually,
you have that,
yeah, I do.
And I have the Seahawks advancing, and I have the Panthers beating the Vikings. So then moving on to the conference rounds, it would be the Eagles and the Panthers and the Saints and the Seahawks. and I have the Eagles winning